Imran Khan is preparing for a march on the capital. Vice President Imran Khan has called on the Supreme Court of Pakistan to convene an open hearing to investigate the purported threat letter and for the Chief Election Commissioner to resign. The PTI chairman also requested the Supreme Court to hear the matter of dissidents and question whether it was not quickly decided. Otherwise, he said, it would be like allowing anybody to win polls, then blackmail and sell himself, negating politics and democracy. It was a major plot against the country's freedom and sovereignty, he said. He asserted that if the Supreme Court investigated, the conspirators would be revealed. Now he stated the National Security Committee meeting had proven and verified the plot. If Imran Khan is gone, Pakistan will be pardoned, else, it would suffer penalties and be ostracized, according to Imran. He maintained the NSC meeting on Friday proved an interference and that some individuals had unwittingly joined the plan. Everyone called my claims of communication, meddling, and conspiracy a fraud. Without an open hearing, the country's top executive will no longer be allowed to speak and raise his hands, he said. Imran said that the embassy's dealings with rebel MNAs must be examined. According to him, he has known about the game since January and warns that if the institutions do not stand up now, the future of our children is in jeopardy. According to PTI chairman, in January 2022, he was informed of a conspiracy against the country. He said it was orchestrated at a time when the country's economy was strengthening, tax collection was highest, production was increasing, industrial production was progressing, and record $31 billion remittances were sent by overseas Pakistanis. Imran stated Nawaz Sharif was scheming and meeting in London, and his younger brother and Asif Ali Zardari were also intimately engaged. Imran added he has also heard that similar messages and threats were sent previously, adding that these individuals should be embarrassed. He recounted how Musharraf, who succumbed to the US, got Musharraf and Benazir Bhutto together and gave them an NRO. He said 60 to 70% of the government was convicted or on bail, and Shehbaz Sharif and his children had charges worth 40 billion rupees in the NAB and FIA. Now, he said, officials of their choosing will be selected. Errors in the LDA record were allegedly set ablaze to cover up their indiscretions. Imran claimed his party will have a prayer day on Ramzan 27th and soon call on workers to march on the capital for a genuine independence struggle. His MPs were ordered to prepare for the march on Islamabad, as he was witnessing a significant awakening among those who knew what had transpired. He also sought the Chief Election Commissioner's resignation, claiming the PTI, as the major political party, had no faith in him. He went on to say that the Chief Election Commissioner always decides against them and acts on his preferences based on party affiliation. In response to a query, he said that we should strengthen our courts and have faith in them, and people should stand up for the good and oppose the bad. Those who deceived their voters and constituents by selling their loyalty should likewise be heard daily in our courts. He told the Shehbaz government he should be on the ECL since he wouldn't travel overseas anyhow, and that 60 to 70% of the cabinet members were using EVMs and voting for abroad Pakistanis was the greatest choice for maintaining transparency in elections, he added. The mafias preferred the previous voting method to produce phony ballots and manipulate elections by bribing rows and polling personnel, he said. Imran further said that Pakistanis living abroad were the country's greatest asset, whose remittances might help Pakistan ditch the IMF. In response to Imran Khan's press conference, PMLN Vice President Maryam Nawaz stated the ECP was attacked because of clear proof of illicit financing. Maryam Nawaz remarked on Twitter on Saturday that the country should know that the American letter drama was caused by the impending judgment against Arif Naqvi since Imran Khan was also implicated in the scheme. The rationale for assaulting the ECP was clear proof of unlawful funding. Attacking institutions was also a technique to build pressure for early elections, she claimed in another tweet. Listen with your ears. Your bullying and intimidation will now lead to your own destruction, she warned, adding he couldn't control his government or his party. The Pakistan People's Party responded by claiming that the party leadership and people had overcome tyrants and that Imran Khan was only a puppet of the White House. No one needed to threaten the cowardice of the individual who backed Modi, stated Information Secretary Faisal Karim Kundi. He stated Imran Khan's reign was torturing the people. He said Chairman Bilawal Bhutto Zardari stood up to him and demolished his business. Kundi claimed the letters drama had collapsed following Imran Khan's anti-corruption rhetoric.